Mads, you're taking a look at that unemployment rate.
A very surprising figure came out yesterday. So the unemployment rate for August revealed a drop to a shockingly low 4.5%, even though nearly 150,000 jobs were lost. At the same time, though, job advertisements are high and many employers are struggling to get staff. So how do we square off these apparent contradictory ideas? Dr. Ben Hamer is the Future of Work lead for PwC Australia. Ben, good morning. How can these two things exist in the same employment market?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think part of the challenge is that the unemployment figures only take into account active job seekers. So people in the ACT, New South Wales and Victoria, they were unable to be counted due to lockdown and not being able to look for work. So on the other end, there are record numbers of vacancies. These are being acutely felt in industries where there's government stimulus, like healthcare and construction, as well as where we may be feeling the impact of having relied on skilled migration or not having backpackers like in the regions. So what this tells us is that with 100,000 more jobs also being created than there were pre-COVID, there will be jobs available when we come out of it, but there may just be a skills mismatch between the people looking for work and the jobs that are available.
It's a really complicated picture, and we do actually expect when we come out of lockdown, we can counterintuitively expect the unemployment rate to rise.
Yeah, so we can expect the unemployment rate to increase. Last year, if we go back to lockdown in 2020, it was estimated by Treasury that unemployment would exceed 15%. It only went to 7.4% though, so we can expect unemployment to rise, but there is optimism that it won't jump too significantly. I think the challenge that we want to be careful though is a little bit more under the surface, and that's looking at underemployment. So in the latest data that was released yesterday, we can see that underemployment has increased, so people who work but can and want to work more hours, as well as the number of hours of employed workers having decreased.
At the same time, your research is indicating that we're on the brink of what you're calling the Great Resignation. What's that? What's happening?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting time in the labour market. We have, as you've said, a really high number of vacancies. We've got low unemployment and more jobs. And so the balance of power has actually shifted from organisations and the employers through to employees. And as a result, somewhere between 40 to 50% of Australian workers are currently looking at leaving their job. And so what we can expect to see over the next 12 months is a whole heap of people leaving, a whole heap of movement in the labour market. And one of the key crunch points in that is around attitudes towards flexible and hybrid working.
It's really fascinating, and we had data out from the Productivity Commission today saying that so many more Australians want to continue to work from home, that hybrid model. We've run out of time, Ben. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
It's a really fascinating time, isn't it? All of those contradictory ideas coming together at the same time.
Madeline, thank you.